The Xbox Series X comes with a 1TB internal SSD, which actually comes out to 802GB of free storage you get to use. And with the size of games today, that might fill up fast, so you have a few options in terms of how you can bulk up your storage. Now there are some important details that you'll need to consider. So first, let's start with the 1TB Seagate SSD that slots right into the console. This is technically the best solution since it's identical to the internal SSD. There's virtually no difference in load times in our testing using the games I previously mentioned. It's built specifically to interface with the Xbox hardware and comes with all the same benefits, like running Series X and S specific games without a hitch. However, it carries a hefty price tag at $220. The other solution is to get an external USB 3.0 drive, but things can get a little tricky here. You'll be able to play backwards compatible Xbox One and previous gen games straight off the drive, but not Series X optimized games. You can still use it to store Series X games, but to play them, you'll need to transfer them to the internal drive or expansion card if you have one. This can also apply to certain Xbox One games that have received Series X optimizations, as was the case in Gears 5 and Gears Tactics. I tested this out using a Samsung T5 external SSD and a USB 3.1 cable, and in terms of moving data around and loading, the results were very impressive. The Outer Worlds is a 45GB game and took 2 minutes and 54 seconds to move to the external SSD, and when loading into the same save as a previous test, it only took 13 seconds, which is extremely close to the internal SSD speeds. Final Fantasy XV is an 84GB file and took longer to transfer at 5 minutes and 50 seconds, but the load time results were great, just taking 15 seconds with the external SSD. Of course, both are Xbox One games without Series X optimizations, so the results between internal and external storage come from the fact that the games are working off of SSD speeds. But since external USB SSDs can only play Xbox One games anyway and can still do quick resume, this is a great solution for them, especially when something like the Samsung T5 is more cost effective at around $110 for 500GB and $140 for 1TB. Now you're probably wondering how the Xbox Series X has revamped the UI, but let's just say that nothing has really changed at all, at least not for now.